I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So I want to talk about and speak on the Minnesota Vikings secondary. First up, Fabian Moreau, right? Fabian Moreau. Now, I said some good things about him, some bad things, et cetera, at the end of the day. But just rewatching some of the game, watching the highlights, really breaking down his play, how it looked, how tight he was in coverage. He actually did some good things on the field, bad things as well. But the good plays, I think, might have outweighed the bad plays. You hear me? Heavy. Oh yeah, dude. You can definitely tell he was very talented at one point. Still very talented, and you have to take into consideration, right? The rustiness, him being rusty, haven't been on the field in a while, hasn't been on the field in a while, dog. Having to come in abruptly, no game plan, no warm up, boom, right up in there, dog. Let's get it. Next man up. So I'm excited to see what he does next week. Yeah, heavy. Now, best wishes to Stephon Gilmore. You don't want him out too long. It's a hamstring, hopefully nothing serious. Allegedly to KOC, it's nothing serious. He shouldn't be out too long, but we should expect him to be probably inactive for the following game coming up versus the Dirty Falcons and Kirk Cousins punk ass, huh? Heavy. But if you watch Fabian Moreau, one thing that he does, one thing that I like, when the ball's in the air, he turns his head. He turns his head. What most cornerbacks don't do on every level, high school, college, etc. You see so many cornerbacks, right? Never turning their head, trying to play the receiver, trying to see the ball hit his arms. If more of them would turn their head, you would see more interceptions, more passes defended, etc. I don't know if they get nervous, they just lose it, lose composure, get antsy, dog, just do too much. Period. Heavy. Stay calm, turn your head, bruh. Stay calm, turn your head. I don't know why coaches don't put more of an emphasis on that at every level. Like these boys, that should be second nature for them boys. Boom, turn your head. So that's signs of a good cornerback. Now he still has attributes, good attributes. And like I say, first game back, only got a few reps. Now he gets to prep for a whole game, gets to be inserted into the system, really get a relationship filled with Flores, understand what's going on, understand his assignments, feet back under him. You hear me? The game slowed down a little bit more 1 week. So if he is that dude and he can play dog, even a little bit, maybe not be the same as he used to be, but give something. And you never know, he could be the same as the same player he once was. Different environment. We're going to see, though. But let's say he's not. If he can give more than half, baby. Make some big plays here or there, some big stops. Use his experience as an advantage. Help the young guys out. Help the young boys out, right? Period. Teach them the technique, the mastery of always turning your head when the ball is in the air, because it's a definite skill. You hear me? Because most cornerbacks don't do it. That's why you see so many PIs. Even if they bad calls, 9 times out of 10, weak-ass refs going to throw the flag just cause, especially if it's some contact. And we've seen a lot of piss-poor calls, bro, even with the head turn. Sometimes you don't know what these refs be on, right? But I like that about him a lot. He got beat badly twice. But even on that touchdown pass, that reception, it was tight coverage. He was right there. He just couldn't get his arm over in time. Perfect throw. Great catch. Heavy, dog. But it was tight coverage. And matter of fact, I'm going to speak on the Viking secondary as a whole, so let's just get into it. Most of the coverage was tight all game. Their receivers were making just great plays. But guess what? Part of coverage, finishing the play, passes defended, etc. But the Cardinals were going up and getting that thing. Kyler Murray was throwing dots. Yeah, Murray was throwing dots. But defense was definitely tight. But you got to finish the play. And they did at the end. Props, respect. But early, they was getting ate up. And I want to see the secondary. I don't know what it is. Certain points in the game, the middle of the field is like just wide open. Whatever Flores is calling, or miscommunication it is, That has to be revamped, homie. That happened too many times this year, not just versus the Cardinals this year alone, right? How many games we seen? Middle of the field, wide open, 10 yards a pop, dog, 20 yards a pop, every pass play. Period. Let's just get into some of the secondary stats, because are they good or are they bad? Because at times they look good, at times they look very bad. Don't let the numbers deceive you. Don't let the PFF stats, etc., deceive you. Pay attention to the eye test. Heavy. But one thing about this defense that nobody can cap about, right? Big moments when it's time for a turnover, time for a little boost, dog, an energy booster, a momentum change quickly and swiftly. This defense 9 times out of 10 creates one, makes something happen. Opportunist. Gotta love it, dog. That goes a long way in the playoffs. Bounce of the ball, turnovers, takeaways. That goes a long way in the playoffs. Heavy. And they're just building more experience, more confidence, huh? Big games, big time moments, everything on the line. They will believe in themselves, have the confidence that they will make a play. Somebody on the squad gonna make a damn play, period. That's what it's about. That's what it builds team morale. Heavy. You hear me? But this defense makes big plays. Gotta salute them for that there. But let's get into some of these stats. Might as well get into all the stats anyway. We here. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, bro. But yeah, is the Vikings secondary good or bad for real? What's their ceiling? What's their floor? Can the Vikings make a playoff run, a playoff push with the secondary, dog? Heavy, you hear me? Period. Is the secondary the weakest point of the defense? Let me know that too. Fire them comments up. Might do a live. You hear me? Might do a live. If I get enough comments, dog, let's go. Let's get it. Tell me how you feel for real. You want to come up? Let me know. Heavy. But are they the weakest point, weakest link on the defense? Let's get into the stats. Defensive stats, total yards ranked 16th. We know that. I want to zone in on these passing yards. You hear me? Oh, yeah. Want to zone in on these passing yards, ranked 28th. Pass game defense ranked 28th. Yards given up a game ranked 28th, 243.3. Now we look at the rushing yards, ranked 1. Very deceiving, right? Very deceiving. Period. No cap. Very deceiving. And I'm interested to see how many rushing yards the Cardinals had. Let me check that out real quick. Matter of fact, I want to see what's good with that. No cap, because that's very interesting. Number 1 in run defense, but it seems like they're getting gashed at times. And you know, every site, every section, seems like their rankings are all different. They're all not on the same accord as all when it comes to rankings. Everybody got their own shit that they do, the way they rank players, teams, etc. Should be all over the place. It's basically, what's your opinion? Does your opinion make sense? Shit, some opinions don't even make sense. And we still see those narratives get pushed heavy. But I'm interested to see how many rushing yards the Cardinals had that game. Here we go. Where the Cardinals at? How many rushing yards they had, homie? 154. Yeah. I knew they got over 100. There's certain games that, you know, the Vikings just look bad. So does it depend on the team they're going up against? But you can't say that either. But it seems like every elite team with a great line, solid running backs, or a great running back, they put up a lot of yards. And that's a problem in the playoffs. That could be a potential problem if it's not revamped. Just talking facts here. Every great team with a great O-line, Detroit Lions put up big numbers on them. Cardinals put up big rushing yards on them. Huh? Heavy. The Eagles, you got to worry about them in the playoffs, dog. Teams like the Commanders, Washington Commanders, teams who can run the ball. You hear me? Solid O-lines, dog. Can the Vikings battle with them? That's the big question. Like how many yards did the Niners have? In some games, they look stout. They look ready. But is the level of competition the same? And I'm not saying they're not more physical. They're not well improved, much improved. I'm not saying that they're not a better defense, dog, because they are the strong point of the team. Shout out to the defense and Flores. But They have weaknesses that have been exposed. That's all I'm saying. And we talking about the future, playoff time, new season, trying to make a push or run. Oh, these things add up. Yeah, it'll come to bite you in your ass if you aren't prepared for it. But 154 rushing yards compared to 68, only 68 by the Vikings. Piss poor right there, but it's about defense. Heavy. Heavy. So looking at the stats, you would say they are the weakest link. But from the eye test of the game, you hear me? Of the games, certain moments, big moments. And the Cardinals was kind of an oxymoron. They were on the field for so long. Like, after a while, bro, your defense going to give something up. It's the NFL. It's the NFL, bro. Period. And the way the offense was playing, as long as they was on the field, it's impressive, more impressive that they held the Cardinals to 22 points. Because that game could have got ugly if the defense didn't hold it down quickly and swiftly. You hear me, dog? We just speaking truth here. Let me get back to the Vikings. But to say can you say confidently that the cornerback room, the secondary, is the weakest link on a defense? Because when it comes to rushing defense, I see what this says here. But what other stats can go around this, surround this? What else do you have to look at? Huh? Because from the eye test, the Cardinals game, they were getting gashed. 154 yards worth of getting gashed. You hear me? Period. And they left the secondary wide open. They were getting no pressure. They got some late in the game, but majority of the game, the Cardinals dominated. They weren't getting to Murray, and when they did, he ran away from them. Heavy. So it don't count. Period. And if you can't get a pass rush, especially in the Flores defense, the secondary relies on the front line acquiring pressure. Period. Immense pressure. If you're not completing sacks, getting sacks, then you're causing chaos, forcing turnovers, forcing bad throws, applying major pressure. If that don't happen, we see what happens. The defense gets ate up. So that's going to be the biggest question going forward. Can this defense get pressure on the quarterback into the season and playoff time? Do they have the ability, enough power, enough size to not only stop the run, but do both at the same time, get to that quarterback? Playoff time, got to do both. You got to become more physical. Things have to be revamped. New schemes have to be put in. You got to show the team new tricks. Got to catch them off guard. Show them something new. Don't be predictable. Yeah, it's about coaching. That's all I'm saying, bro. But the secondary was definitely affected by the lack of pressure. Now, we talk about the secondary, just coverage one-on-one, cornerback for cornerback. They're not the greatest. They're not the most elite, but they're not bad either. And in some areas, they may be elite or elite in their own way. And really, the Cardinals game, like I said earlier, a lot of completions, but it was a lot of tight coverage. They were right there. If the ball slightly off, deflection, interception, and they had the two picks near the end of the game. Murphy, Shaq Griffin. Shout out Shaq Griffin. He's been playing pretty solid low key. You hear me? He's been playing really pretty solid football low key, dog. Heavy. But the secondary always seems to make a play. But they give up a lot of yards. What's most impressive about this defense right now is how they're protecting, keeping points off the board. You hear me? You can give up yards, yeah, but are you letting teams score? Run up the score? Because the score could have been run up heavy. No cap, you hear me? Yeah. If the defense didn't hold it down, if it was a trash defense, game would have been over. So shout out, salute, bro. Respect to the defense, no cap. All levels, but improvements must be made. Got to be made, bro, especially against the elite teams, the physical team with the big line, the big trenches. Got to figure it out. Heavy, period. But that's pretty much it for the comparison. But I don't know how comfortable I am saying the secondary is the weakest link. I think it depends on the game and the team they're playing and the week it is and which Vikings team we get, which Viking team shows up, period. Yeah, no cap. It can be week to week with this defense. Yeah. Secondary could be the strong point one week. You hear me? The next week, vice versa. The secondary was a strong point versus the Cardinals. Made 2 big plays, 2 big interceptions. Period. Because the defense was getting gashed, getting no pressure. Secondary stepped up, made plays when needed, big plays, game changing. That's the signs of a good defense, a playoff level, playoff caliber defense, right? Heavy. Fire them comments up. Let me know. Do you agree or disagree? Feedback is much appreciated. While you at it, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell, huh? Support the channel, support the grind. You hear me? Heavy. Big SKOL here, SKOL Vikes, win, lose, or draw. But yeah, moving forward, I feel good about Fabian Moreau. I should say Moreau. I want to say his name right. Fabian Moreau. You know? He has things to improve on. He gotta learn on the fly, learn quickly and swiftly, adapt quickly. But I feel like when his feet get set under him, gets a couple practices in, running with the ones. Yeah. Getting used to the speed, going up against the ones on our offense. Getting acquainted to the speed of the game now, getting back in the groove, back in the rhythm, understanding the calls, catching up with it. I think Fabian Moreau could perform well. Once again, hopefully Gilmore is back, but they need to keep him in the rotation. Definitely keep Fabian Moreau in the rotation, baby. If they smart, they will. Heavy. And get Dwight McLaughlin going. Period. You got to get that dude going too. Had a solid preseason. What's up with him, B-Flow? What's up with him, KO? What's really good? Let's get him involved, man. Put everybody on the field. It's time to get it. Time to grind. So that's my question. Not my question. That's my answer. As far as the cornerback room, secondary room, being the weakest link on the defense, it depends on the week, baby. It depends on the week. Once again, let me know how you feel about the video. Period. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes. Win, lose, or draw. Forever. Yeah. Heavy. Huh? It's a movie. It's a movie. Shout out Cam Bees. Yeah. Cam Bees.